Hello and welcome to the channel. The Nigeria's Governor Forum (NGF) has said it has stopped the planned payment of $418 million issued to the Paris Club consultants by the Federal Ministry of Finance and the Debt Management Office (DMO). Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Paris Club refund. Governor stop deductions. Consultants head for French court. The Nigeria Governors Forum says it has stopped the planned payment of $418 million and the promissory notes issued to the Paris Club consultants by the Federal Ministry of Finance and the Debt Management Office. The forum, comprising the 36 state governors, vowed to continue to explore all legal channels available to them in ensuring that resources belonging to states are not unjustly or illegally paid to a few in the guise of consultancies. The governor stated this in a communique signed by the NGF chairman and Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal, issued on Wednesday after their 8th teleconference meeting, which was held on Tuesday night. But reacting to the governor's stance, one of the consultants, Ned Nwoko, threatened to enforce the payment in a foreign court and freeze the federation accounts. Although Nwoko did not mention the foreign country, findings show the consultants may head for France, where the Secretariat of the Paris Club is located. The Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami San, had said that the NGF had no basis to reject the proposed deductions of $418 million from the Federation account, noting that the governors created the liability whose payment they had also indemnified. Briefing State House correspondents on August 11, Malami said the governors commonly agreed on the engagement of the consultants to provide certain services for them relating to the recovery of the Paris Club fund. When successes were recorded in the refund process, the governors collectively and individually presented a request to the federal government for the fund, and among the components of the claim presented for the consideration of the federal government was the payment of these consultants that are now constituting the subject of contention, the minister stated. But rising from their Tuesday meeting, the governors expressed opposition to the move to pay the consultants despite the DMO promissory notes. The NGF in its communique said, "We, members of the Nigeria Governors Forum, at our meeting held today, received briefings on various subnational programs, interventions, and issues of national importance. On these, we resolved as follows. Regarding the controversial $418 million Paris Club refund and promissory notes issued to consultants by the Federal Ministry of Finance and the Debt Management Office, the Forum remains resolute in exploring all legal channels available to it in ensuring that resources belonging to states are not unjustly or illegally paid to a few in the guise of consultancies." Responding to the Forum's resolution, Nwoko, a former lawmaker, said, "They, the governors, will only embarrass the federal government because I will execute the judgment abroad. When I do that and the accounts of the federal government are frozen, they will not need the governor's authority to pay." However, he did not disclose the foreign country he would use in executing his threats. Speaking on the development, a lawyer, Ebon Olu Adegboruwa, said it was better for the consultants to allow the matter to be settled in the local court, adding that foreign courts would likely want to await the decision of the Nigerian courts. Meanwhile, the Governors Forum said it had secured a federal high court order stopping the planned privatization of the 10 national integrated power projects by the federal government. The NGF disclosed that the interlocutory injunction obtained by its lawyers would prevent the FG from going ahead with the sale of the power plants belonging to the Niger Delta Power Holding Company Limited, owned by the federal government, states, and the local government councils. Despite the opposition to the planned privatization of the NIPP by the House of Representatives, the FG had, through the Bureau of Public Enterprises, commenced due diligence assessment of the 16 pre-qualified investors shortlisted for the acquisition of the plants. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. The lawmakers had, in a resolution, directed the BPE to halt the sale of the power plants, which include Alaoji, 1,074 megawatts in Abia State, Ihofbo, 451 megawatts in Edo State, Calabar, 563 megawatts in Cross River State, Egbema, 338 megawatts in Imo State, Bahrain, 225 megawatts in Bayelsa State, Geregu, 434 megawatts in Kogi State, Olorunsogu in Ogun State, Omotosho, 451 megawatts in Ondo State, Omoku, 225 megawatts in Rivers State and Saple, Delta State. The decision followed a motion of urgent public importance moved by the chairman of the House Committee on Power, Magaji Aliyu, APC Jigawa, on July 21. Aliyu said the power assets belong to the three tiers of government, with the federal government owning 47%, while state and local governments own 53%. But restating their opposition to the moves by the federal government, the governor said the forum, following its advocacy that the proposed privatization of 10 national integrated power projects by the federal government of Nigeria should be stopped, instructed its lawyers to approach the Federal High Court, which at present has issued a court order restraining all the parties in the suit from taking any step or action that will make or render the outcome of the motion on notice, seeking for the interlocutory injunction nugatory. The effect of the order of the court is that respondents cannot proceed with the proposed sale of the power plants belonging to the Niger Delta Power Holding Company Limited until the hearing and determination of the motion on notice for interlocutory injunction. After receiving a briefing from the World Bank Task Team leader, Professor Folusho Okunmadewa, the forum resolved to reallocate the $450 million World Bank COVID-19 funds for flooding response. The restructuring, it's noted, would allow states to apportion the funding from the program for immediate response for livelihoods, assets, and basic services. The governor stated. Members were also briefed by the World Bank Task Team leader, Professor Folusho Okunmadewa, on the desired restructuring of the $750 million Nigeria COVID-19 Action, Recovery, and Economic Stimulus Program to respond to Nigeria 2022 flood response, following discussions with states and the National Economic Council Ad Hoc Committee on Flooding. The restructuring will allow states to reallocate funding from the program for immediate response for livelihoods, assets, and basic services. That's the news, guys. Thanks for joining in. Bye.